In today's video, I'm going to answer your question. How much car can I afford? And this is going to be the best advice you're going to hear because nobody is telling you the truth or giving you good advice. So if you ask the banks or the dealership's financing department, they're going to let you borrow more than you can afford because they want to maximize their profit off you. Let's just keep it real. If you ask the financial experts, they'll give you advice that sounds nice in theory, but it's not practical. And they don't know your unique financial situation. And the fake financial gurus on social media will just regurgitate the same nonsense that they Googled. So they have no idea what they're talking about. So as a matter of fact, they'll get you deeper into debt and make your life more miserable. Okay, so what are these experts and fake financial gurus going to tell you? Based off the 24/10 rule, this should be your maximum budget on your vehicle, or spend no more than 15% of your monthly take-home pay on your car payments. I say that's a bunch of crap. It doesn't work like that. If you want car buying rules, let me give you 2 of them. So here's my rule number 1. Don't buy a car that you can't afford. So the question is, how much car can you afford, right? At the core of this question, this is a very stupid question because a car is a depreciating asset. This is no different than asking me, like, Brian, how much should I spend on my clothing? So just think about it. It's the same thing. You look at cars, you look at clothing. They're both depreciating assets. So you can argue that you need a car. You can argue that you need clothes. So let me answer both questions for you at the same time. How much clothing can you afford? How much car can you afford? You should buy whatever is comfortable, well-made, and within your budgets. You already know what's within your budget. You know better than anyone else. It's just a matter of having discipline not to go over your budgets. And try not to go into debt to buy it. If you're truly broke and you really cannot afford clothing, I guess you have to go into credit card debts. You have no choice. Just try to pay off your credit card debt as soon as possible. The interest payments will be a waste of money. If you're truly broke and you really cannot afford a car, I guess you have to get an auto loan. You have no other choice. Just try to pay off your auto loan as soon as possible. The interest payments will be a waste of money. Now, if you can afford well-made, affordable clothing, but you want to buy luxury clothing that you can't afford, are you really going to go into debt over it? Like, is having Gucci really that important to you? Now, if you can afford a well-made, affordable car, but you want to buy a luxury car that you can't afford, are you really going to go into debt over it? Is your self-esteem and image really that important to you? So listen, buying a vehicle that's outside of your budget is a serious temptation. I understand. If you spend a lot of time in your vehicle, commuting or running errands, then it'd be nice to spend that time in a luxury vehicle, right? I get it. It's also a status symbol. Your pickup truck tells the world how masculine and awesome you are. Your entry-level German car tells the world how successful you are. And your electric vehicle is a great way to virtue signal. So listen, I get it. Your vehicle is more than just a means of transportation from point A to point B. However, if you want a luxury vehicle, but you don't have a luxury income, then what are you really doing? You're living outside of your means. If you need an auto loan to buy a luxury vehicle, then just take a moment to realize that there's something wrong with that picture. And if having a luxury vehicle is that important to you, then you should make the necessary sacrifices for you to legitimately afford that car. Here's my rule number 2, the auto loan 3-year goal. If you're going to borrow money, then make sure that your budget allows you to pay back your auto loan early. So personally, I would take out a 5-year or 7-year auto loan so that the monthly payments are lower, just in case things don't go according to plan, like you lose your job or there's some other emergency. But even though you take out a 5-year or 7-year loan, your goal should be to pay off your auto loan in 3 years. So that's your goal. Your stretch goal should be to pay off your auto loan in 2 years or less. Okay, so how much money should you borrow for your auto loan? And remember, do not listen to the banks or financing departments. They don't care about you. They don't care if you can't afford it. They don't care if you're going to be financially stressed out. They just want to make money off you. Here's what you should do. Look at your budget. Make sure that you have enough money to cover your basic needs, your mortgage or rent, daily living expenses. Make sure you have enough money to cover your other debt obligations. We're talking about like your student loans, etc. And make sure that you can still afford to set aside money for retirement, money to put into your Roth IRA, 401k, 403b, etc., whatever. Just be honest with yourself. Be honest with your budgets. Don't lie to yourself. You're just going to be hurting yourself, and be conservative with your estimates. And when you're budgeting, don't forget to include the cost of gasoline, insurance, and maintenance. So listen, knowing your budget is key, and it's going to be different for everyone. Someone making $70,000 a year will have a very different budget compared to another person making $70,000 a year. That's why I don't believe in these experts with their cookie cutter, one size fits all rules. If you want a very good budgeting spreadsheets, come to my website. You can download it there. I don't want your email. I don't want you to sign up for anything. Just come take it. It's yours. It's free. I hope it helps. I'll leave a link for you down below. Now let's talk about whether you should buy a new vehicle, buy a used vehicle, or lease a vehicle. In my life, so I'm talking just from personal experience, I've bought a new car, I've bought a used car, and I've leased a car. And I'm not talking about my business, I'm talking about me personally. So I want to tell you that there is no one right answer. I've leased twice in my life. One time I did a 2-year term, another time I did a 3-year term. I thought it was great. I knew that I wanted to change cars after 2 years and then 3 years, and it was the right move for me. I bought a used vehicle because it was cheaper than buying a new vehicle. The bulk of depreciation comes in the first few years. I was fortunate where the previous owner took really good care of the car and I didn't have any problems. And yes, I've bought a new car because it feels great to buy something new. Buying a new car feels great and I could afford to. So listen, new, used, leasing are just different options at your disposal. Each is going to have their own pros and cons. Just choose the option that's going to be best for you and your situation and stay within your budgets. I would never say to anyone, don't ever buy a new car, rookie. If you can afford to and you want to and it makes you happy, then do it. I did all 3 in my life and I did them for specific reasons, and all 3 options worked out very well for me. Just stay within your budget. I would say that's the most important thing. So listen, I hope this helps. And I would say the biggest theme is just stay within your budget. Don't go crazy, because if you do, it's going to be such a big financial setback to you. It's going to be a big burden because you're going to be so financially stressed out every month, every car payment about your finances and your budget. It's just not worth it. Just play it conservative, be smart. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and wish you a very nice day. Take care.